Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina. My channel is Mid-Century Cat. You will also find me on eBay and Instagram and Etsy, all under Mid-Century Cat, and my website is midcenturycat.com. Thank you for joining today. I'm going to give you the haul that I promised. This is a haul video from our trip to Arizona where I did some Goodwill thrifting and hit a few other thrift stores as well. And also I'm going to include at the end a few items that I picked up in an auction right after we came back. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button right down below, and let's get started. So I'm going to show you a few of the things I got now. The first thing I want to show you is this little Lane cedar chest. You can see it's made by Lane. It does have a little bit of a gouge right here, a little mark here, and then also a little mark on here. But otherwise it's in beautiful condition. You can see like just tiny little things, and that just brushes off. That's just dust. It needs to be cleaned and de-stickered. Has a few little paint flecks right here that I should be able to get off when I clean it. And I paid $5.49 for this, and I should be able to sell this for about $20. The next thing, this is one of my favorite finds actually. I found this beautiful set of salt and pepper shakers. This is the Lennox set, brand new. Still had the original tag on it, also the original stickers you can see on the bottom. Beautiful condition. I paid $5 for this set. I paid $2.50 for each piece, and I already have this listed at about $30. Another thing I picked up was a Ducks Unlimited hat. Ducks Unlimited always seems to sell really well for me. I paid $1 for this, and I will list it at $15. Now these I'm not sure if I'm going to sell or keep. I found 5 Trixie Belden mystery books, and I remember reading these as a young girl and just loving her. Trixie Belden was my hero. I was not a fan of Nancy Drew, but Trixie Belden was all kinds of different in my opinion, and she was so wonderful. I paid a little bit more than I would have liked probably for these books. I ended up paying $2.29 a piece, which they are in good condition, so they should sell. I would expect them to sell for about $12 each. However, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell them, so we'll see. I also got this Mensa Ultimate Puzzle Challenge. Paid $2.29 for it as well, and I expect that it will sell also for the $12 to $15 range. Now these I did pay up for. These are a pair of David Taylor men's dress shoes. They are in beautiful condition. I don't know if you can tell. They look like they were not even worn at all. There's very little wear to them. A tiny bit of wear maybe on the heels. But I paid $12.99 for these, but I expect that these should bring about $35. Now let's talk about belts. I bought belts and belts and belts for days. So when I'm looking for belts, I am pretty picky. They have to be in really good condition because I don't really want to deal with them if they're not. And so they can't have a lot of wear marks. This is a Stetson belt that I picked up. I think that will sell fairly well. This one was a new one, I believe. I think this still had the original tag on it. No, this wasn't the one. This was another one. I forget the brand on this one, but it has the Western tip, and I look for those as well because Western style belts seem to sell really well. So if you find the ones with a little pointed tip and they're in pretty good condition, you can generally sell those for at least $15. This is actually another Stetson one. I picked this one up though because I thought it had the Western tip, which is what I first noticed. But then I saw that these little studs on it are like a golfing thing. And so this is actually something that you can kind of cross post into two categories, so it will work well. This is a small belt. I picked this one up because I just thought it was beautiful. I think this is probably a lady's belt, just a nice leather belt. I don't get belts typically if they're not leather. It's just a beautiful leather belt, very well done. No brand on it. It just says made in Thailand, but I thought it was lovely, so I went ahead and picked it up. Another Western style belt, again with the Western style tip. And the last one is a whole bunch of blinginess. So this is a Chico's belt, which is not, you know, hugely expensive or whatever, but this one is really blingy and should sell for, I would say, in the $15 range as well. Another thing that I picked up kind of to go along with belts, and I thought this was interesting. I found this little bag of belt parts. So it has the buckle, it has the piece for the flap or for the strap to go into, and then it has all of these it has 3 little blingy hearts. You can see they're very blingy, and 3 little blingy crosses that are kind of studs that could go on like around the belt. So I picked these up as well. I paid $1 for this bag, and I already have it listed for $15. Another fun find that was a little unexpected were these Outlander soundtracks. These were I don't usually do CDs at all, but I saw all of these soundtracks and I just looked them up. And these actually are really great sellers. They're soundtracks for the TV show, and then I'm assuming this one is for the movie soundtrack. But anyway, no, I guess they're all television. They're all television soundtracks. I apologize. I don't know my Outlander. So I looked these up. They comped out at about $16 a piece, and I paid $1 a piece for them. Now this is one that I maybe made a terrible purchase on. I don't know. I paid up for this. I paid $12.99. This is a kind of a homemade leather purse. It's very soft leather. It has a rabbit fur, it looks like, cover. You can tell from the stitching inside. This is not really professional. It's probably someone who has a leatherworking store of some kind. It's semi-professional, I guess. I just thought it was beautiful, and I thought for somebody who's a little bit into something different, it might be a great purse for them. So I'm actually going to list this one pretty high and just see what happens. It's in perfect condition. It doesn't have any stains or marks on the leather. The leather's in beautiful condition. So I'm just going to list it kind of high, probably around $50, and see what happens with that. Another piece that I picked up 2 of these actually. These are Myra pottery, made in England, Myra stoneware, and I picked up 2 of these little baking dishes, and I picked them up. They were half price actually. They had a green sticker which was half price, and I paid $1.50 each basically. And I currently have them listed for, I think, $25 or $30. And one little tip, when you're storing glassware or pottery, that kind of thing, when you're storing pieces together, I always put a piece of tissue paper in between just to keep them from scratching one another. I don't want them to have any scratches that were not shown in the photos when they arrive at their destination. Another thing I picked up in Arizona, these were some hosiery, different pantyhose. This one has 2, each of these packages has 2 pairs of pantyhose new in the package in them. I paid $1.49 for each package, and I'm expecting each pair of pantyhose, so I have 2, 4, 6 of them. I'm expecting each pair of pantyhose to sell in at least the $12 range. Now, I'm going to move on to, well, no, hang on. Here's a couple more things I picked up. This is just an old set of pillowcases. They looked brand new. They had the kind of this lovely 70s color palette. I paid $1.49 for these. I don't know if they will sell because they don't have any tags, so I don't know like a maker or anything like that. I'm just gonna use try to use good keywords and say like, you know, vintage pillowcases, 1970s colors, what else, groovy. You try to use good keywords to draw buyers to look at these. I thought they were really kind of cool, and I think that they will sell. I don't think they'll sell super high, but I think they'll sell for maybe $10 or $15. Another thing I picked up was this big, huge scarf, and I recognized the picture on it as being from Spain, and it says Torreos in the bottom of it. It does not have a tag. I don't know the maker. It feels like it is a blend of fabrics. I don't believe it's silk, but it was just kind of cool. So I picked it up for 99 cents, and I thought, well, you know, for 99 cents, I might wear it myself. And then one of my great finds that I showed in my video was this little Coach purse. This little purse, I paid $5.49. You can see on the tag. It is brand new. It has its original tag on it. It was originally sold for $68 was the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Never used, perfect condition. It still even has the little cardboard piece for the credit card holder. So this is a little tiny kind of wallet purse. So I'm going to list this probably for, I might just start it at $60 and see what happens. I don't know. I need to comp it. I haven't comped it. I have 2 more pillowcases here. These are actually pillow shams. These are the Euro shams, and these were Pottery Barn, so I picked them up. They were $2 each, but Pottery Barn sells really well, so I should be able to get a decent amount back from that. I picked up also a cute little Estee Lauder pouch. I just thought it was really cute, so I may keep it and use it myself. It was $1.49. I may sell it. If I sell it, I should be able to sell it for around $10. And if not, I'll just keep it and use it myself. I had to stop the video and get a few more things to show you. So this was another thing that I picked up. I picked this up in kind of a little, like a boutique thrift store in Arizona. It's a amber glass. It looks like a wood duck. It's kind of a bowl. This I just thought was beautiful. It does not have any markings at all. It's unmarked, but it's extremely heavy, beautifully done. I paid $8 for him. I have him listed, I think, for $25. I just thought he was beautiful. And I thought if he doesn't sell, I love glassware, and if he doesn't sell, I'll just enjoy him on my shelves for a little while. And one last thing from Arizona, 2 last things from Arizona. I picked up these David Peralta bobbleheads. I picked them up for $1.49 a piece, I think, and they should sell for about $12 a piece. And they're brand new. They've never been, they're like a talking bobblehead, and I opened it to see if the battery had, like the little plastic strip had ever been pulled out of the battery, and it had not on either one of them. So, they're completely brand new, perfect condition. The boxes are kind of bad, and this is one thing that you do want to always disclose in your listings. You always want to disclose if there's damage on the box when it comes to this kind of a collectible, because a lot of people will keep this in the box, and the box itself is collectible. So like on this one, there was a little bit of tearing, a little piece that had torn off. And so I just disclosed in the listing, I photographed it really good. I photographed a close-up of this area, and I disclosed in the listing that the bobblehead was in perfect condition, but the box did have a little damage. And that will hurt the value a little bit. But I have it listed for like $12 or best offer. I'm happy if I get like 8 or 9 out of it. So, all right, moving on. I'm going to move on to an auction. And I just think he is perfect. I thought this was the cutest little thing. I paid $1 for him. He's a wooden carved armadillo, no markings. I paid $1 for him at an online auction, and I just thought he was too precious to leave behind. He needed a home. So I have him listed in my eBay store now. I thought he was just too cute. Another piece that I picked up at an auction, and I actually thought it was a dinosaur egg when I first looked at it because these birds are so funny looking. This is a piece of Mexican pottery. It's not Tonala pottery, which is a good one to look out for, but it is like a hatching egg, and it's these little cutesy little parrots hatching from their egg. And you can see it is marked Mexico, and it's marked Vieman or Vielman, something like that. I have to still look these up. I just thought it was really cute. Paid up a little bit for this. I paid $5, but for Mexican pottery, I thought it would be worth the money, and I should be able to sell it for better than that. Now, one of my most profitable auction finds were these 3 vintage nightgowns. So I got 3 of these. They're teeny tiny. I don't know what person has this kind of a waist, but they are teeny tiny. Floor length nightgowns. They're in great condition. They have been worn. You can tell they're vintage. Obviously, they're old, but lovely little nightgowns. I paid $2 for a lot of 3. And one of these nightgowns should bring at least $50, and the other 2 will bring about $30. This one is Fisher Pure Silk, and it has the original tag on it. This one is actually the one I thought, this was probably my favorite. It's this beautiful pale blue, and I just thought this was gorgeous. It has like lace around the bodice, and then also, oh no, no lace on the hem. The hem is plain. But I thought this was just a beautiful piece. It also has the tag. It is a size 34, which I'll have to figure out what that is in like normal sizes. I don't know what that is even, because this is obviously not a today's 34. But I thought that one was beautiful. And then this one, and I believe this one is the one that's worth the most, if I remember right. I'm not seeing the tag right off, but look at that bodice. Isn't that fantastic? Why don't they make them like this anymore? I just think it's beautiful. It does have some wear, so I will note that it has a few condition issues. It's obviously been worn. I will note that, but this is just beautiful. This is the one that has the lace hem. So, all in all, with all of that stuff, everything that I showed you, I paid just over $104, and I'm expecting the return on my investment, my ROI, to be in the $700 to $800 range. So turning $100 into $700, that's a win in my book every day of the week. So thank you for watching this haul video. Thank you for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe. If you know anyone who would like this kind of content, please share the channel with them. I would love to build this channel, and I appreciate you watching so much. So take care and have great eBay sales. Bye bye now.